Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Canucks News and Rumours. I'm Jacob Billington, joined with Matthew Zator. How are you?
Doing good. The Canucks are, doing okay to considering all the stuff that's been happening injury-wise, but doing pretty good.
Yeah, right away, that's a great segue into kind of the first conversation we're going to talk about. The Canucks have been dealing with some injuries. There's good news on Hughes coming. He missed a game. He's been injured. There's been some talk about it. Conor Garland and Teddy Blueger going to return to the lineup. Two pretty important pieces to the roster. What do all of these guys bring, and how is their return going to impact the Canucks?
It's massive, and it's good that this is some good news finally. Quinn Hughes joined the Canucks on the road trip in Minnesota. Didn't play in that game, but it was good news that he came back from Vancouver. It looks like he's going to play against the Predators, which is, again, great news because he's, obviously the Canucks' best player. He hasn't been at his best this season yet, point-wise, and, he's usually one of the guys that are in the top 5 in points already during the season, but he's not there. He's been average, maybe the injury a groin injury. It's the report that he's dealing with right now. I don't know if he's been dealing with it all season or is it just a new thing, but hopefully he's what I hate about groin injuries, they're nagging. They can come back. So hopefully that's not the case, but yeah, Canucks need him at his best and for him to lead the team again. Conor Garland, one of the best, we talked about on the last News and Rumors about how good he's been to start the season. He's leading the Canucks in points. He's playing top line minutes. He's been there all season, playing with Elias Pettersson. And arguably probably their best player, apart from Kiefer Sherwood, who leads the team in goals. He's been just so good, and it's unfortunately he got hurt on that hit. It's in the Rangers game. So it's something that it's not as serious as maybe a lot of people maybe thought it was. What it was. Looks like he's going to return this week. Same with Teddy Blueger, and he's only played a couple games this season. And top penalty killer, that's going to be big coming back because the penalty killer has really suffered. So him coming back in the lineup, all three of these guys is going to really help. So it's good news that maybe the infirmary is getting a little less crowded now.
Yeah, the Canucks training staff they deserve a raise at this point. Just 12 games through the season, 11 for the Canucks. No, 13. Sorry, 13. Yeah. They're 6-7, so they're one game under 500. Their training staff deserve quite the applause right now, and their medical staff. So you mentioned during that Kiefer Sherwood has been leading the team in goals at least. Kiefer Sherwood has the funniest stat line in the NHL right now. He's leading the league in hits. He is one behind the league lead in goals. He doesn't have an assist. It's just a hilarious stat line. And so if the Vancouver Canucks are going to look at extending Kiefer Sherwood, what should they be willing to pay him?
Well, right now it might be dangerous to sign him to an extension because, he's got 9 goals. He's now not the leading scorer in the NHL. He was tied for a while with the 9, but he also tied with a bunch of guys that have 9 goals now too. I think Nathan McKinnon now has the leading goals with 10. He's not going to stay there. We talked about, this is not sustainable. His shooting percentage is ridiculous. I think it's like at 37% or something crazy like that. So it's not going to be that way. He's not a 60, 70 goal scorer. What is he on pace for? Like more than that craziness?
Yeah, like 73 goals.
Yeah, so he's not going to do that. But right now, I think the number starts with a 4 at least. And then, if he continues on this and he's a 20, 25 goal scorer or even closer to 30, that's 5 or maybe even 6 million. For me, if I was the Canucks, I'd probably pay him at least 4. At least what they gave Dakota Joshua when he had his career season. So, that was 3.5, which I think that's not going to be something that he'll get. I think it's going to be at least 4 million. And I would give it to him even if he did just had 20, 25 goals. The fear is that he just has this and, hot start to this season. Maybe he scores 20 and it's just, we thought maybe last season was a flash in the pan. Doesn't look like it, but it could also be 2 seasons of a flash. And then he's just back to his physical bottom 6 guy, which is maybe not worth that, what the money is for what he'd be being paid for being a high-end scorer. So right now, I don't think they're going to be extending him. But I would do it this season. I would not wait until free agency because I feel like he's not going to return then. And the Canucks really need him. I think he's just been a huge part of the Canucks since he signed. So I would re-sign him. It's just a matter of how much it will take.
Yeah, I mean, we look at the type of contract that he's going to get is going to be like, do you remember in 2016, I believe it was the year of the 6x6s. Louis Eriksson won, a couple other guys got one, and none of them aged well. Milan Lucic was one. None of them aged well. And there's definitely some kind of scare going on here with Kiefer Sherwood. If you're going to sign him, it would be like that. But let's say for hypothetical sake, we're halfway through the season. Kiefer Sherwood is on pace to lead the league in hits again. He's on pace to score 22 goals. So he slows down a lot, but still like a good pace for a player like him, and put up a similar stat line as last season. What are you like? Are you still comfortable paying the $4 million for that? Because I think there was a report this week that Kiefer Sherwood is looking for north of $5 million or north of 5, and the Canucks aren't ready to do that. Do you think that they should do that as soon as possible?
I would say so, especially if he continues on this pace. I mean, this is a guy that it seems like he's maybe flipped a switch offensively. And sometimes players take a bit of time, and he is an older player. He's not young. It took him a while. And I mean, he's bounced around a couple teams. And most of the time he's been a bottom 6 guy, maybe not given an opportunity in an offensive role. And now he's kind of been given it. And he's showing. I mean, it's not like all these goals have been just bang him in from the crease, type of thing. There's some pretty goals that he's scored, and he showed off some really nice hands on a couple breakaways. I mean, half his goals are against the St. Louis Blues, so maybe look at that. He's just having a really good season against one team. But the goals he scored, and they're not on an AHL goaltender. This is on Billington, who's a pretty good goalie. So I mean. Bennington, on Bennington, who's a pretty good goalie, right? He's one of the top guys in the league. So I mean, that's something that I think he's maybe just flipped a switch offensively. He's one, and I would be willing to pay him 4.5, $5 million. I wouldn't go above that. I think that's where you kind of cap it, because I think he is a guy that could score, consistently 20 goals given the right opportunity. So I like him as a player. I think he's one of their top guys, and he just brings so much to the lineup, and not just on the ice. He's great personality. He's great in the dressing room. So I'd be willing to do it.
So I'm in 2 fantasy leagues, and last year and this year I took Kiefer Sherwood in both leagues. Last year was because I loved how cool of a player he was. Like he made sense for my team, but he was just fun to watch, and I liked paying attention. Yeah. I like Kiefer Sherwood. This year, it was like, holy crap, he's going to win every week for hits for me on his own. And so I picked him up in both leagues, and now, I mean, he's been my best player on both leagues, and I have Connor McDavid in one of them. So I don't know. I like Kiefer Sherwood a lot, and I love watching him play. But when talking about the forwards with the Canucks, they've been connected to a couple names lately. I mean, Steven Stamkos of the Nashville Predators, Pavel Zacha of the Boston Bruins, and Nazem Kadri with the Calgary Flames. None of these 3 are definitively on the market. They've all been kind of will they, won't they kind of situation with their team. That gives some hesitancy to the validity behind the Canucks being connected. But should they be, what do you think about acquiring one of these 3?
I mean, I'm mixed. I don't know what these guys are going to cost. And that's the thing. I mean, Stamkos, this is a new development. He's been talked about maybe getting moved. I mean, Elliot Friedman said that he's not going to waive his no move at this point, and it might not happen. But the thing is I mean, Stamkos signed not that long ago in Nashville, so this is something that that I don't know will happen. I don't think he's going to get moved. But if it ends up being that, that's a guy that I would like the Canucks to go after, depending on cost. I mean, I wouldn't be giving up high assets, blue chip prospects, first round picks. I don't know if Stamkos is worth that at this point. I mean, he's getting up in there in age. He did score 27 goals last season, not at his usual production of that 40 goal, 40, 45 goals that he usually does, but he's aging. I mean, and that's the thing I'm kind of worried about, because he still has term in his contract, 2 more years after this one at $8 million. So they would have to do some cap gymnastics to get him under the cap too. That's a lot of money. I don't know if Predators would be willing to retain salary on him as well. And also he has to waive his no move, which is a big deal too, to make anything happen. Zacha's an interesting one. He's younger. I don't know if the Bruins are going to be moving him either, because Elias Lindholm just got hurt. He's out for the next few weeks. I don't know if they want to be moving Zacha at this point, but that could happen. I mean, he's been in the rumors, and Kadri, of course, is, Flames keep struggling. He'll be available. And he's apparently not on his list of teams that he wouldn't want to be traded to. So he'd be apparently willing to go to the Canucks if that move actually happens. So I like Kadri. I think he's still, again, an older player, but he's still a productive guy. And I mean, again, another guy has term on his contract. So I don't know. It just depends on what the cost is for these guys. They would all help out, because the Canucks just don't have centers right now. And we'll see how it all plays out. But I'd be okay with each of them. It just depends on what to give up to get them.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing is, for this season, it's a smart move to get any of them if it makes sense based on the price. So looking into the kind of the future, bit more risk on some of those, but even still, I think for the right price, bringing any of those 3 players would be beneficial to the Canucks. Their last player that they brought in, Lukas Reichel. Tell me about how he's been doing with the Canucks.
No points yet, but not for lack of chances, because according to Natural Stat Trick, he has 12 scoring chances in the 5 games he's played. 5 of them have been high danger. And that's just on the stat. Watching him with the eye test, yes, he's gotten that many chances. I mean, I'm really surprised he hasn't gotten a goal yet, because in his first, I think it was his first or second game, he could have had a hat trick. I mean, there was just some bad luck around the net. Couldn't get it, just couldn't get anything to go. Made a few really nice passes to guys that, again, they couldn't finish on. So he could have had a few assists in there as well. Adds a lot of speed. I mean, that's one thing I've really noticed about him. He is really fast. And the Canucks need that. As part of, we talked about him being a center, and he has been playing down the middle. His faceoff numbers haven't been the best, and we said that. I mean, I said that his faceoffs he's under 50% in his career. Had one game where he looked pretty good in the dot, but I still think the Canucks need a legitimate second line center. And like we talked just with Stamkos, Zacha, and Kadri, all are legit guys that can win draws. And I don't know about Reichel being that right now. He's been okay in that role, and he's been pretty good defensively as well. So, I mean, I'm happy with how he's played. I'm surprised he hasn't gotten any points, because the amount of chances he's got. And maybe that's something that happened to me in Chicago. Gets a lot of chances, can't finish. And the Canucks have had those guys over the years. They just can't finish their chances. Mason Raymond, is a lot like, and he's a lot like Reichel, fast, but he gets so many chances he can't finish. So I'm hoping that he's not like that. Raymond had one really good season where he had 20 goals, but for the most part, he just couldn't finish. And that's I'm hoping that's not going to be the case with Reichel, because he's got so much skill and speed, and he's noticeable every game. So over the 5 games, I've been happy with how he's played.
Yeah, I mean, that for a 4th-round pick, you can't really complain. And based on your description, it sound like the only player I was thinking of when you were explaining that was Connor Brown. And like, if you get Connor Brown for a 4th-round pick, you got to be pretty happy with that. I mean, I know Connor Brown kind of does more defensive stuff than Lukas Reichel has through his career, but still, that quality of player, like that's pretty solid. So the Canucks seem to be in a pretty good spot. They are just under even on the record. Things are looking better for them than they were in the first 3, 4, or 5 games of the season. So trending in the right direction. Matthew, thank you for joining me. Make sure to check out everything else on thehockeywriters.com and all the other episodes of the News and Rumors, and we will see you on the next episode.